Coming up next on the show is headlines across Africa. Don't go away.
Headlines across Africa.
Headlines across Africa.
Headlines across Africa.
Headlines across Africa.
Well, today we're going to South Africa, Niger, and Congo. So we'll be starting. Let's start from Niger.
Okay. What's happening in Niger?
We'll be reading from the Le Sahel, and the headline says Elections East in Niger. Ombudsman of the Republic launches national awareness campaign.
All right.
So the Ombudsman of the Republic, Mr. Ali Serfi Mariga, held the launch ceremony last Sunday in Zinder to launch the awareness campaign for peaceful elections in Niger. This campaign, which coincides with the election campaign for the second round of the presidential election, will be held in several localities in our country and will be conducted in partnership with UNDP and the NGO World Vision Niger. Now, the launch ceremony took place in the presence of the administrative and customary authorities of the region, representatives of political parties, and those of youth organizations, as well as many guests. In his speech on this occasion, the Ombudsman of the Republic indicated that this is not a campaign for elections, but a campaign to prevent the elections. Mr. Ali Serfi Maiger stressed that 3 trials deserve the consensuous and serene attention of the citizens. These 3 trials are insecurity, due to terrorist attacks in the east and west, community conflicts, and political conflicts, which are emblematic of election periods. Now, the first 2 types of conflict are known and somewhat localized, with all their explosive potential. The third conflict that may arise from political misunderstandings is certainly contextual and ephemeral, but also with great explosive potential because it is fueled by passion, emotion, and uncontrolled excitement. The Ombudsman said, and he added that on the eve of this election on 21st February, all misunderstandings that could destabilize the legendary social harmony that characterizes our country should be prevented. In a nutshell, it is a matter for every citizen to participate in the consolidation of national unity and social cohesion through exemplary behavior until the end of the process. Well, that's a story coming from the Le Sahel in Niger. I think everybody wants peace when it comes to elections.
Yeah, definitely. Why do you think everyone gets onto their praying mode, peace songs and all of that stuff? Because at the end of the day, everybody wants peace after the election. So it's very, very prudent,
Did you just say prayer mode?
Yeah. Don't you?
I pray always.
No, I mean, you pray extra during election period. Tell me I'm wrong. I mean, most people do that. We spoke about this the last time, right? I mean, during the whole Uganda election thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pray for Uganda. Take a look at that. Well, yeah, generally, I mean, we cannot do without, interventions from Father upstairs. So, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, moving on
Mm-hmm.
to Niger. We just left Niger. I'm going back to Niger.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on to Congo, we'll be reading from the Desk Echo.
Okay.
And the headline says, Greenpeace Africa denounces the sale of 19 oil blocks by the Congolese government.
All right. Okay.
The international NGO Greenpeace Africa denounces the announcement made on 29 January by Congolese Hydrocarbons Minister Rubens Mikindo
Okay.
of the upcoming auction of 19 oil blocks across the Democratic Republic of Congo. The announcement comes less than 2 weeks after President Felix Tshisekedi posed as a strong advocate for the environment in a video conference address at a summit that was hosted by Emmanuel Macron in Paris. For Greenpeace Africa, the Congolese government's sale of 19 oil blocks is an insult to the Congolese people and to efforts to combat global warming because many of these oil blocks are covered by a large peatland complex.
Okay.
Well, 9 of the blocks to be sold are in the Central Bowl, some of which is covered by a gigantic peatland complex, which is crucial to the global climate. Their auction is an insult to Congolese and international attempts to combat the climate crisis, but also a snub to donors as they, grouped within the Central African Forest Initiative, CAFI, seek to sign a new letter of intent with the DRC for the protection of forests. Now, this was lamented by Greenpeace Africa. This international NGO also recalls that in 2018, Joseph Kabila granted multinationals the right to explore oil blocks located in the heart of Salonga National Park after a project to decommission Salonga and Virunga. According to Radio Okapi, Minister Mikindo said that the new oil blocks will allow the development of the people living on the shore. Instead, they will ensure the endangerment and destruction of biodiversity for the benefit of small group of kleptocrats. Not really the best of stories coming from the desk echo, but I believe that if it's going to be a problem, climate is something we are all looking out for.
Yeah.
It's something we're actually focused on, looking at working hard towards. So I don't think it's something we should let it, be taken for granted.
Yep.
Yes.
That's true. Yesterday you talked about this lady in Nigeria using is it a corn husk?
Yes, the corn husks to ensure that that kind of a thing is worked. So
Yeah. It actually lies on every shoulder to, be very conscious about the environment, because indirectly you may not see the impact, but believe me, it's a grave danger to the ozone layer. So let's do well to try to understand it. If we don't know about it, let's ask people who have vast knowledge in that area. Okay.
Now, one thing I think they kept mentioning was the peatland complex. And it's something that we if you're not familiar with, it doesn't necessarily work. But peatlands are like a type of wetlands, which are among the most valuable ecosystems on Earth.
Okay.
And they are critical for preserving global biodiversity because they tend to provide safe drinking water. They minimize flood risk and they help address climate change.
Okay.
Now, out of these oil blocks that they actually intending, that they claim they want to sell, 9 of them are covered in it. So to get to the oil block, it means they'll have to destroy these peatlands.
True.
And if they destroy this, that is in a way destabilizing biodiversity and then cutting short the help they contribute to maintaining climate. So I think Greenpeace Africa has a case, and it's something they should work and get the right organizations and stakeholders involved and be able to fight this case and win it.
Okay. Right.
Well, finally, we're going to South Africa where we're reading from the Times Live, and it's not really the best of stories.
All right.
I mean, I think I must say I'm happy. I'm seeing this headline, but I mean, it's not funny, but I'm happy I'm not in South Africa right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Because of
I
COVID?
I wouldn't be happy to wake up and see this headline. I miss COVID. So the headline, we're reading from the Times Live.
I miss COVID.
No.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
I say I wouldn't be
in the
happy.
midst of COVID.
Yes, I missed
right,
COVID.
right.
Yeah.
I didn't get that.
So,
Okay.
the Times Live headline says that lights out at 10 p.m. Eskom rolls out stage 2 load shedding.
Another problem. We're not done with the first one yet. Okay.
So I mean, I don't think I want to wake up and see.
No, I guess
see
back to
this
the old
again.
drawing board again,
Well, on
Okay.
a serious note, load shedding is back from 10 p.m. on Tuesday, which is today. And Eskom has announced that it would implement stage 2 rolling blackouts overnight until 5 a.m. on Wednesday. The power utility said the cuts were necessary to replenish its emergency reserves. And for them, this load shedding is necessary to preserve and replenish the emergency generation reserves and to maximize their capacity available during the day. The power generation system is still severely constrained due to high generation unit breakdowns during the past 2 days, as well as the delayed return to service of some units out on planned maintenance.
Okay.
Now, Eskom has said that it had 4,858 megawatts out on plant maintenance, while another 14,375 megawatts of capacity was unavailable because of breakdowns and delays.
Oh dear. Yeah.
The power supplier said it expected the units that were out of service to be restored by Wednesday. So the system will continue to be constrained and with the risk of load shedding remaining elevated. Now, it calls on the public to use electricity sparingly.
sparingly.
Don't come and be doing press up.
Well, that's true because looking at the situation, people actually resorting to the use of technology, digital, electricity, because a lot of people, most people will be working from home. That means more electricity would be consumed and all of that.
You know,
And
one thing.
now with this problem,
One thing I'm thinking is with this looming. I mean, let's not forget South Africa is also doing well in the wind energy sector.
yeah,
So we just
yeah,
hope they'll be able to harness more. But
yeah.
with this looming, renewable energy sources have not depleted.
Mm.
Look at how much they've actually lost, or they actually have lost because of constraint and delay. 14,000, as compared to the 4,000 they have on planned maintenance. That's a vast, like a difference of 10,000 and something. You understand? Why
Right.
don't we just? This is the time to harness. Last time I spoke about the Devaji, where they harness
Yeah,
solar,
there's all that stuff.
providing is it Cameroon or Congo, providing the rural community with access to electricity.
Electricity.
You see, let's
Yeah.
harness what we have, what we are not paying for.
Well,
Let's harness it and
You,
use it.
you'd never know. Maybe there are other challenges. Don't forget, it's quite an expensive avenue to
It
venture
is,
into.
it
Don't forget
is
that.
if you
So,
want to do it on a large scale. But I think
But
if you start little
yeah.
by little, because if you take a house
Mm.
and get them, we have a small solar board.
okay.
It comes. There's one that comes with is like a little stabilizer, mini stabilizer, and then it come with bulbs. So you just charge it at night. You connect the cables to it, and then you hang the bulbs.
Well,
it lights it up.
Someone, more of like you're speaking. Maybe it might not be in the. It could be more complex than the way you're looking at it.
But I'm
Okay.
thinking we should find a way to simplify because we can't keep having load shedding.
I want
a
to
country
believe.
like South Africa.
I want to believe there are experts on the ground
Well,
trying
they
to
should.
find
They-
solution to all of the. I mean, this
we
problem is
we know
not a today
ESCOM
problem.
didn't start today.
And don't forget, they're not just supplying South Africa. There are other countries that are supplying electricity too.
Precisely my
And
point.
COVID is here.
Precisely my
There's a
point.
whole lot of
They
conversation
can't have
surrounding
so much
issues of
burdens on
electricity
their head.
in South Africa. I mean, if we talk about Nigeria, I can understand the population. Everyone would definitely need electricity. At a point in time, like we've all come to the fact that, you know what, we'll buy our generator and make noise.
You have to buy a generator.
But the thing is, all the same, even with the generator, you're also causing harm at the same time because the fumes and everything goes a long way to distort and harm, cause damage to
That's
the
I'm just
ozone
saying.
layer and all.
Let's seriously move.
We pray it all goes away. But I think at the moment, the most pressing need in South Africa is about COVID. And I'll tell you something about it. Okay, that's all we have. Beautiful. The show is Africa Daily on Africa Global Radio. This is Barry Musa, and that was Epi.